And here we have a book spot slash retro spot on the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, Master Edition. I have a vivid memory of this book. I think I was in junior high, and there was a guy that was in my class, and he brought in one of these, and I borrowed it off of him. I was looking through it for the next class, and I gave it back to him, and I could never find it afterwards. I asked him, I think I asked him what it was at the time, and I might have written it down, but years after that I forgot all about it, and I was trying to go back and look for them, and I went to comic book stores, nobody knew what they were, and eventually I did come across a website that was talking about them, and from there I went back and collected them. If you would have seen them in stores, they would have originally came in a package like this. Now I've bagged and boarded this one, but they were expensive at the time, and we're talking, I would say this was at least late 80s, early 90s maybe. But you're looking at $5.25, at least in Canada. Maybe in the States you guys, States you guys would have paid $1 less, but so about $6 in Canada. Now at the time that these came out, in Canada we were paying about $1.25 for a comic. So I mean, these were certainly an expensive investment. But they came like this. They were all numbered. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. And then underneath it'll tell you the contents to the characters, or what all characters are in that set. When you open it up, they're not actually books inside. What they are is little leaflets. And then what you do is you get a binder and you put them in. And there's holes already in the top of the pages. But really, really nice. This is probably the Mr. Men, and these books are probably my earliest childhood memory of things I wanted to get later on in life, and I'm really glad that I did. So here we have 8-Ball. All the characters have a front, side, and back rotation, so you can kind of see the full turnaround on the character. On the undersiding, just flip this around here. On the undersiding, you'll get the character's real name, any aliases, his marital status, known allies, and then just a description of his abilities, his background, his costume, any weapons he would have had. By the way, I always love 8-Ball. I don't know why. He's a bit of a lame character, but I always was a big fan of 8-Ball. There we have Absorbing Man. There's some characters in it that I don't certainly remember being in the comics because I didn't follow Marvel comics all that much. I was more of a DC fan. But let's see if we can find a good one here. Sorry, you're looking at my backdrop here for a second. Well, like there for example is the Blob. Nice illustrations. I mean, they're not like today's illustrations. They're not a Jim Lee or anything like that. But, I mean, very reminiscent of the old 80s comics. The one downside, and there's Apocalypse here. The one downside to this series was, if you can see it here, if you look at the sheet, it's not an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and then it's smaller, and the holes are also placed in a certain way that you can't put it in a regular binder, and that's the downside to it. The only way around it was to get this actual binder. It's an amazing binder. It's, you know, on the side here, you can actually put the letter in there just to mark which book is which. The downside to this book is I think the books themselves were about $15 to $20 back in the day. To find them on eBay now, the sheets, the actual sets, the sheet sets go for about, I think they go for about $10 a piece, unless you can get them in a set. The binders themselves, though, go for about $40 or $50. I went back and I bought all the binders I thought I needed for the set. I think I actually had a couple extras I sold on eBay for about $40 a piece. But if I just pan the camera across here and down, we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus the 8th. And they're not tight either, so that you're not putting stress on the sheets. So I think to fit all these sheets comfortably, you probably need about 8 of these binders. So it's a bit of a steep investment. I wouldn't say it's for everybody, but it's an amazing collection. Just also give you a reference here, they give you teams as well. So like here we have the Avengers second lineup, the Avengers West Coast second lineup, and then on the back, like I said, they'll give the stats to each character. I would highly recommend it if you were, I would probably say if you were in that age bracket as myself who liked the comics, but it's a bit of a steep investment. I think at one point somebody on eBay had the full set of these, and I think there's maybe about 28 of these, 20 to 28 of these, and he was selling the set for about $360. That's without these binders. So you factor in the sheets plus the binders. Like it's a bit of an investment, but well worth it. I would definitely recommend them. There you have a book spot on the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, Master Edition. See you guys next time.